Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've done the events thus far. Now we're going to take part in part 3, but before we do that, we have some snowmen to build. Also, I changed this one so he looks happier and dopier, and I love him. He's a little grumpy, but I gotta have a nose on him, which is annoying and sad, but that's fine. He looks happy. Well, he looks silly, and I love him. He just would look so much better without a nose, but whatever. But I love this one. Look at him. He's hilarious. That's great. I love it. The little eggs is... Oh, I love it. Now, there should be a 4th spot, right? Oh, not quite yet. We have to actually complete part 3. Well, Amber, I guess it's time to partake in part 3, so we can build one more snowman friend. This one's adorable, though. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. It's such a silly little snowman. I love it. Since we have to complete part 3, let's go meet Albedo and talk about our story that we've written. There's also some sort of implications that Albedo went to go hunt down the other imposter because there's more than one, which is terrifying, you know?
Traveler, Paimon. I suppose your story is ready.
Mm-hmm. Yep. How about you? Do you need some more time?
No need. I am also ready to tell my story.
Paimon calls dibs! Paimon first!
Please, go ahead.
Okay, here goes. Once upon a time, there was an evil researcher who went into the mountains and did a crazy experiment on whopper flowers to transform their appearance. After a lot of pain and suffering, the whopper flowers finally took on a human form. Then they stood by the side of the mountain to wait for unsuspecting bypassers. To whoever spoke to them, they would ask some questions such as, "Who am I? Who are you?"
Paimon, you're adorable.
If the bypasser got the wrong answer, the last sound they'd make would be a yelp before the whopper flower ate them alive in one bite.
Ooh, truly frightening.
Yes. Paimon's own fears about being eaten have really transformed the makeup of this story.
What the? You two aren't scared at all! Don't go nitpicking, okay? If you didn't like the story, go write your own!
Okay. In my story, Paimon gets eaten first.
In other words, the whopper flowers would ambush and then completely replace their victims.
And then what? Go back to where the person lives? Enter their home? Eat their whole family? Paimon made up this story, but now Paimon's the one who's scared by it.
It's a good story. Oh, may I write it down? I may bring it up in future conversations.
What for? Just to scare people with?
Yes.
You've got a real mean streak, Albedo.
Mine is a little longer than yours. It starts with an alchemist. A great alchemist once created Subject 1. Subject 1 was her proudest achievement, and successfully blended into human society. No one ever would have thought that this friend of theirs was in fact a synthetic human. However, unbeknownst to Subject 1, the alchemist had tried the same experiment many times before he had come into being. Some of the rejects from failed experiments had been discarded, but had not died. Subject 2 was one such failed experiment. He was swallowed by a great dragon that came to rest upon a snow-swept mountain. Many years later, he was resurrected by the dragon's mysterious power. He saw all kinds of people on the mountain, including Subject 1, who had somehow miraculously blended in among them. Never in Subject 2's wildest imagination had he thought it possible for experimental life forms such as they to deceive everyone so successfully. He saw the way humans accepted Subject 1 as a friend, witnessed their affection as they addressed him by name. This was what Subject 2 wanted. Now, all that Subject 2 desired was to replace Subject 1 and take the joy of his existence for himself.
Oh man, we should just have them both then. Why not, you know? Be both their friends. Because it makes me
Subject 2
sad.
began to unfold his plan. He stole Subject 1's books and notes and studied all that Subject 1 had learned from the alchemist. Subject 2 was highly intelligent, and he learned quickly. He changed his face into an exact replica of Subject 1's face. Then, he found a plant with mimicry capabilities and transformed it using dragon blood and alchemy. And so, not only did Subject 2 transform his own appearance to perfectly match that of Subject 1, he also created a third entity, Subject 3.
What? There's 3 of them now?
But Subject 2 wanted to become a perfected human. So, he erased a mark in both his and Subject 3's necks. For these marks were symbols of imperfection. In my view, it was probably a subconscious act, an instinct. He so desperately craved to become a perfect human being that he forgot something. Human beings are defined by their flaws. Subject 2's plan was meticulously crafted. Subject 3 would draw Subject 1's attention. After Subject 1 disposed of Subject 3, he would assume the threat had now disappeared and would let his guard down. The next moment that Subject 1 was alone, Subject 2 would make his move. He would eliminate Subject 1 and become the only one remaining. He would secretly replace the Subject 1 of everyone's memories and inherit his identity, residence, clothing, sword, name, and friends. People would have no idea that the individual they knew had become somebody else from one day to the next.
This is way too scary. Paimon's never gonna be able to trust anyone again.
But just before Subject 2 could carry out his plan, a unique stranger entered the mix. Subject 2 tried to make contact with this person, but found that they could somehow sense he was different from Subject 1. What's wrong? Are you scared?
What happened then? What happened to the stranger?
He became a new stage in Subject 2's plan. One more person that Subject 2 had to dispose of. It's as if there were 3 identical roses in a garden. Only one of the 3 was a fine specimen, while the other 2 were defective specimens that bore poisonous thorns. In all the world, only the gardener who tended to them could tell which was the good specimen. People do not like poisonous plants. Only a perfect rose can fetch a high price. If the inferior specimens wanted to conceal the fact of their worthlessness, they would have to take the gardener out of the picture, using their poisonous thorns. This is exactly what Subject 2 was thinking. So, he hid in the shadows and waited patiently. Maybe soon, he would get his chance to become truly human.
This is such a sad story.
That was intense! So what happened after that? Did Subject 2's plan succeed? Paimon can't bear thinking about it!
Fortunately, it is just a story. And even in this story, Subject 2 did not succeed. But you can never let your guard down on Dragonspine. Monsters mutated with Durin's power and blood are also creatures of Rhine-Daughter, just like me. You must beware of all such creatures.
Oh, albedo. I don't think you're an evil.
I'm glad to hear that. It's okay. I know what I am. You and I are both different, so there is no need for me to hide the truth from you. The only thing is that sometimes, when I think about how mighty the power of alchemy is, I feel so small. As beings who set foot in this world, how arrogant are we in desiring to control our destiny and in desiring to create. Is creation an arrogant act, traveler? If not, why do we call the ones that created us and control us gods? If it is, then what qualifies us to call ourselves creators? How far must we take our reverence and respect, and what purpose does it serve? Nothing special, but whenever I think about it, I feel a twinge of grief.
Poor albedo.
Hello, traveler?
Amber!
Hey, is that Amber?
Thought we might find you here. We're here to deliver a message from Cyrus. There's gonna be a big event down at the base camp, and they want you there too, traveler. Winter camp is nearing its end. Apparently, even provisional instructors are required to attend.
Looks like we need to go, albedo. Bye for now.
Then I won't keep you. I have some things to attend to here, so forgive me for not seeing you down.
Don't worry about it. There have been no issues getting up and down the mountain recently. Is everyone ready? Let's not keep them waiting.
Go ahead. You're one of their instructors, no?
Huh? Who is this guy?
Allow me to introduce Yozerv. He's Joel's father.
Hmm?
Dad, this is that traveler I was telling you about. The traveler's helped me out loads in the past.
I
and this time,
don't trust
we even built a
Yozerv.
snowman together.
Joel has told me everything about you. I can't thank you enough.
Wow, this is amazing. Wait a second. Why is Cyrus discreetly wiping
Oh,
his
shut up, Paimon. You know why he's doing it.
Pallid is the hero of the hour this time. Go on, Pallid. Tell us what happened in your own words.
Okay. The weather was fine on that fateful day, and I had a feeling that Lady Luck was smiling down on me. So I trusted my gut and set off to explore somewhere new, somewhere dangerous. Because where there is great danger, there is also great treasure. But I had only been away from the group for a short while when I fell down a slope and just started rolling.
Uh-oh. Did my bad luck rub off on him when we ran into each other on the mountain?
No, Benny, he's
The place I fell
exaggerating
to
for
was somewhere I
dramatic
didn't
effect.
recognize, and I'd sustained a few injuries. I remember thinking to myself, this is the worst luck I've ever had in my whole life. Then I met Yozerv. He'd heard the sound of me falling and came out to see what was going on. I thought he must have been someone from the Adventurers Guild here for the event, but after a few words of conversation, it was clear that he was having memory problems. He didn't even know his own name. The
Red
temperature
flag.
was freezing, and
Red
there was
flag.
no time to deal
Red
with
flag.
all that there and then. So I convinced him to come back to the camp with me and figure everything else out after we got there. We got back to the camp, ran into Joel, and the
But then
moment
if
he saw
Yozerv,
him,
like
he
the real
froze for a
one,
second
is
with
dead,
this completely
like, would it
stunned
be so
expression on his
bad for
face,
him to be
and then he
replaced?
started crying out, "Dad, Dad!" That's when Yozerv
I
suddenly
mean,
started to remember.
Would be better if he had his own identity, but
Joel and his mother, they are the only ones that I will not know, that I cannot forget.
Daddy.
Daddy's
is it
right
so
here,
bad?
Joel. Daddy's right here.
Yozerv, don't you remember anything else at all? The poor princess, feeding the foxes?
I'm sorry. I have no recollection. Maybe it's because of the head trauma. I'm not sure. I woke up and found myself covered in blood. My things were gone, and there was nothing to indicate who I was or how I got there. I crawled into a cave and settled in for a slow recovery. After my legs and feet were a little better, my hunting skills were what kept me alive.
Dad, I was so worried about you.
I'm all right now, Joel. Oh, don't cry. Daddy's not going anywhere. I'm here to stay.
Oh, this is good. This is good.
It's about to cry.
You know what, though? I definitely think my luck got worse after running into Benin on that mountain.
I'm gonna punch
I
you.
knew it.
No, I just meant if it weren't for you, there's no way I ever would have run into Yozerv on a mountain this huge. Besides, we got back safely, didn't we? So don't blame yourself. Maybe sometimes miracles can only happen when you get just unlucky enough.
That's actually a really good way of looking at things.
When did you become such a smooth talker, huh?
Oh, yeah. I want to say thank you to the Traveler, Uncle Cyrus, Auntie Eula, and Auntie Amber. Thanks, everyone. You all helped look after me, and I will always remember it. But I guess I can't take the snowman with me, or it'll melt once it leaves Dragonspine. It's such a shame.
Oh, I can help with that. One moment.
Huh? Eula?
Here, take this. It's powdered rime. Just add it to your snowman, and it will never melt.
Really?
Wow! Really? Oh, this is awesome! You're the best, Auntie Eula! Dad, I have an unmeltable snowman!
Dad, I have an unmeltable snowman!
How cool is that?
Genuinely cool.
How can I ever repay you all? Thank you all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Dad, I want to go move the snowman. Can we do it now, please?
Okay. I'll be leaving with Joel now. I'm sure I'll see you all another day.
Very well, very well. It's time for Pallet and I to have another discussion concerning his breaches of adventurer discipline.
Huh? But Cyrus, I think I kind of made up for my mistakes this time, you know?
See you guys!
Oh, I made this for you and Amber. Think of it as a winter souvenir. Aw, are you sure?
Awesome!
This must be really important to you.
This is
Come on
how we
now,
put it
just
in our
take it.
teapot.
No need to
I'm
make such a
excited
fuss.
for this.
Wow!
Snowman!
Won't melt either! Great!
You're welcome. Just keep it. That's all I ask. Amber and I have some business to attend to now. See you later.
Bye. Aww.
Everyone's gone. Seems like they've all got their own
Where was the
stuff to do
cutscene
now.
where Amber and all them are making the snowman?
We've been on Dragonspine all this time, and somehow Paimon still forgot to ask Albedo about how to make a fruit juicifier machine that could keep the juice fresh. Maybe we should try Timaeus again. He does seem pretty eager to please after all.
Okay. He did kind of invent what you're looking for. Sort of. Oh, there you are.
Traveler and Paimon, what can I do for you? Wait a minute. You've got that mischievous look on your face. Oh, you're not still thinking about that ridiculous juicer
Look
thing,
at how
are
cute
you?
Paimon is.
Yes, will you help us?
It's just the weirdest request ever.
I don't know. I still think it's pretty reasonable.
Paimon's Sunsettias are gonna go to waste without it.
New research project, Timaeus? We meet again.
Oh, Albedo, thank goodness. So the situation is, Paimon wants a machine that can turn fruit into juice and keep the juice fresh. I mean, surely...
Majorly important, that's what it is. If you can manage to invent this, we'll never have to worry about fruit going bad ever again.
That's impossible.
Imposter.
Turning fruit into juice is not hard, but keeping it fresh is more difficult. But if you simply want to keep the fruit from rotting, there are many ways to achieve this. Right, Traveler? What's wrong? From the look on your face, it's as if you thought I just played a practical joke on you that was in exceedingly poor taste.
Mean's face. She is not having it.
Albedo, you were saying, how do you stop fruit from going bad?
Well, one way would be to bury your fruit on Dragonspine, where the snow never melts all year round.
That is a smart choice, actually.
We'll be able to eat them.
You could always live on Dragonspine.
No, too cold for Paimon.
I mean, you could always go back
Or
for
you
it.
can give the fruit to me, and I would take it to Dragonspine for you. But since you don't like the cold, you'd have to send someone else to pick them up when you want them. This is where you come in, Traveler.
Suddenly sounds a lot more feasible with other people doing
Of course it does, Paimon.
Okay then, shall we go with that idea?
Except, hey, Timaeus, you built that ice crystal machine, right?
However,
Right?
it is also possible that the fruit will sprout and grow into fruit trees. Who knows? Maybe the next time you visit, it will have grown into an orchard. You can water the trees, add fertilizer, and when they finally bear fruit, you will have some fresh sunsettias.
No way! Then Paimon will have to be a gardener! That's not the goal here.
Oh? Well, I don't think being a gardener is so bad.
Stop trying to get your hands on Paimon's super sweet Sunsettias!
It bothers you, does it?
Of course it bothers Paimon! They are the rarest, super-duper sweetest Sunsettias ever! And they're not for you!
Why don't you just eat them now,
Okay.
Paimon?
But they're just Sunsettias. I think you're only so attached to them because you don't have much fruit of this quality in your possession. When someone's pockets are full and their spirit is fulfilled, they don't easily fall prey to this kind of yearning.
Really?
Secret Born of Ashes. Interesting. Okay, why is it showing me this now?
Dragon spine is too cold for ordinary fruit trees to survive. But if, one day, dragon spine did become home to gardens and orchards, there would be more reasons for people to visit. Perhaps a little life is the key to attracting people. Life may exist in all kinds of unfathomable forms, and in all manner of unthinkable environments. Mysterious, yet tenacious. Perhaps this is what makes life so special.
Okay. So what now? I mean, we can always go build our snowman. I have a weird feeling we were talking to the surviving imposter. Anyway, snowman head. The one we'll go with. That's adorable. I have a strange feeling that we just had a conversation with the imposter albedo. Subject 2, as it were. But that's weird. Did the event just end? Was that it? Was that all there was to it? Well, perhaps there's another part to this part 3 that I'm not aware of. And we'll just have to wait and see it later. But for now, I guess the event's all wrapped up and the story's been completed, so... Until then... Stay tuned. If there's a conclusion, then I'll record it. But if there isn't, then... That's it. So, I'm not entirely certain how to feel about the event on the whole. But what I can say is I have 2 running theories. Theory 1 was what I was assuming during the actual playthrough, which was albedo went to confront his double, and his double was allowed to live because he was just lonely and wanted to be human. So he took the place of Yosurf, who is dead. He doesn't have to replace someone who's already alive. He can just replace someone who is presumed dead, and quite possibly is. The other theory is that the cutscene that happens when albedo's explaining what he would do if he was in the shoes of his older brother it happens right before the Whopper Flower encounter. So Albedo's talking about what he would do in his brother's shoes. He takes out his sword, but he's really on his way to go kill the second imposter, the Whopper Flower one. And I think for the most part, a lot of people are on that consensus that that happens before the encounter. So Albedo isn't aware that he's being looked at, or maybe he's mildly aware, but he doesn't really know specifically where the Albedo imposter is. And there was like an exchange of life. One life for another. So when the Whopper Flower died, the dragon's blood seeped back into the earth, and then it found its way to Yosef, and then it reawoke him. But because of the dragon's blood and because of, being dead, he is suffering from memory loss, which is completely understandable. The only thing is about body preservation. It's cold enough on Dragonspine that I could believe it. And of course it is a game where, some things just the laws of physics don't really apply. I could believe that maybe perhaps Subject 2 isn't replacing Yosef. That's actually the Yosef. But regardless of this, I'm still fairly certain that the imposter Albedo was present at the very beginning of the quest. So whenever you saw him in Mondstadt, you saw the imposter Albedo. That was him talking with Timaeus and Sucrose. That's why Paimon thought something was a little off, but Paimon didn't want to raise any questions when we met the real Albedo. But I'm starting to think that, of course, the real Albedo would know about his imposter if he's, constantly showing up in Mondstadt and conducting meetings on his behalf. When Albedo initially asked us, hey, if I lose control, if I destroy everything, will you stop me? He's not really concerned about himself losing control. He doesn't think that he himself is a threat. He thinks that his existence and the jealousy from his older brother is the threat. And since he didn't want to bother us with the whole, hey, there might be a clone of me out there somewhere, he was just like, hey, if someone looks like me and is about to destroy everything, can you, kill me? Or who you think is me? So I'm pretty sure that we were talking to the imposter Albedo near the end there. I think the real Albedo was talking about the story between him and, Subject 2 and Subject 3 and all that. Because I think he's smart enough. He knows what's going on. He's been dealing with this ever since he gave us the dragon's sword. He is acutely aware of the situation. It's just he wants to keep it as secret as humanly possible because the more people that know his secret, the more in danger they become. For right now, his carbon copy is only really interested in stealing Albedo's life and just experiencing the joy of living. He definitely isn't a big fan of the whole discarding what's bad and keeping what's good. Originally, when Albedo was talking about the gardener, I imagined he was talking about Gold, or Rhindaughter, his creator. But maybe he is talking about the Traveler. That's what the general consensus is there. So, yeah, I think we were talking to the imposter near the end there, and he was just kind of letting us know that he knows that we know. But who can say for sure? I just know that this is left very open-ended, and it's going to definitely lead into another Albedo quest. So there's definitely going to be another Albedo rerun in the future sometime, and we're going to have another Albedo quest that's going to be dealing with this Captain Kirk situation. I do look forward to its conclusion, though, and I want good things for Albedo. He deserves the world. But I think that will do it for this post-event analysis. I can't believe I'm making one of these, but there's actually enough complication and uncertainty attached to it that I felt like I needed to sit back and think about it for a while and then give my thoughts. So that's what I'm going to believe. I'm going to believe that Yosef is actually alive again because of the death of the Whopper Flower Albedo, and that the second Albedo, who was the failed creation, is taking Albedo's place and hanging around in Mondstadt and conducting his little conversations with Sucrose and Timaeus, and the actual Albedo that we know and are friends with is on Dragonspine just conducting experiments, trying to figure this whole mess out. But who knows? We'll the Traveler knows something's up. The Traveler will figure it all out. The Traveler's smart. They're always figuring stuff out in the background while Paimon's just unaware. But yeah, that'll do it for this. Thanks for watching. Until next time. See you later. Bye.